We all know the classic adventurer, the brave kid stepping into a small wooden boat, eager to chart the unknown seas with nothing but a smile and a good tailwind. But the waters of Ethereum quickly dismantle that fantasy. Above that tiny boat looms the black hull of the night current, manned by hardened fighters, half-fish navigators, and monstrous scribes. The ship's leader, Captain Vera, operates on a very simple philosophy. You don't sail this ocean, you survive it. Setting out alone is a fatal misunderstanding of an ecosystem that views a lone traveler as prey. Our young traveler, Kai, possesses a biological trait called ocean resonance. It's an incredibly rare, supposedly extinct mutation that allows the user to hear the voice of the sea. While Kai treats this power like a friendly compass guiding him to the next island, the ship's scribes observe him with clinical terror. They know a biological anomaly when they see one, and the environment responds to his presence. The wind abruptly dies, the water turns dark green and becomes completely still. They've drifted into what the crew calls a wild zone. Listening to the ocean for directions carries a heavy risk when the ecosystem you're tapping into is a massive, starving predator. The crew spots land through the mist, but the moment they step off the ship, something feels wrong. The trees physically track their movements, and the ground beneath their boots carries a rhythmic pulse. The ambush is immediate. Massive plant beasts covered in thorny teeth erupt from the soil. The crew reflexively draws their weapons, slicing through snake-like vines. The ship's navigator bends water to slam the creatures back, while the fighters hold the line. They execute perfectly coordinated combat tactics, treating the forest like a typical monster nest. But the entire forest shifts. The ground lifts toward the sky as the crew realizes they are standing on the back of a single colossal titan. Slashing at vines is pointless here. The crew's standard combat tactics are focused entirely on biological symptoms, leaving the core organism beneath their feet completely untouched. Rather than drawing a weapon, Kai drops to his knees and presses his bare hand into the pulsing dirt, establishing a direct physical connection. This biological cross-section maps the root system. Kai's ocean resonance reveals the Titan is experiencing extreme starvation. Armed with this data, the crew dumps stored food and raw sea energy crystals into the environment. The root network stabilizes and refills instantly. The violent ecosystem pacifies. The monstrous vines retreat, the trees stop their shifting, and the massive island lowers peacefully back into the deep water. Kai survives a deadly wild zone without swinging a sword. His power acts as a tool of radical de-escalation that completely subverts the hostile rules of Ethereum. Watching the Titan sink beneath the waves, Captain Vera realizes exactly what just happened. Kai didn't simply calm one hungry beast. He accessed the ecosystem's baseline frequency. This diagram shows the living ocean of Ethereum as an interconnected grid. Every leviathan, every island, and every titan acts as a single node that connects outward to a massive deep-sea network. Kai still views himself as a plucky explorer, but Vera knows that in a world where factions kill for the energy crystals found on titans, a person who can command the creatures themselves is a walking monopoly, one that every pirate and empire will now try to claim. In a world defined by violent survival, the ability to command the environment through biological empathy becomes the most valuable asset on the sea. But biological networks follow a very strict rule. A connection always runs in both directions. The burst of empathetic energy Kai used to soothe the starving titan didn't stop at the surface. It acted as an unintentional beacon, transmitting a massive signal straight down to the ocean floor. Miles below the light, that signal hits its mark. Enormous, ancient chains begin cracking and splintering in the pitch-black water as a dormant structure finally opens its eyes. If you decide to speak to the ecosystem of Ethereum, you guarantee you will be heard. And you run the very real risk of waking the oldest, darkest entities sleeping at the bottom of the world.